Hi guys, in this video we're going to be still looking at quadratics and how they may look different from the normal kind that we have been working with so far, because sometimes students go into the exam, and because the questions may look a bit different, they say, oh, I've never seen something like this before. So I said to myself, let's just switch it up a bit. Okay, now if you look at this quadratic, some persons may say it is looking a bit funny, because now I have a negative 12 plus 7q minus q squared. Oh, this is not a quadratic. That's what some persons would say. Yes, it is a quadratic because the highest power of the variable is 2, and that's what you need to take note of. Any expression, as we have stated initially, that the highest power of the variable is 2, then that expression or equation, whatever it may be, is a quadratic. Okay, the key thing here, what we have to do is to rewrite this in its general form. You may be used to seeing a quadratic in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so you may be required to rewrite this expression here that we have in the general form. Okay, and if you notice, the square term in x comes first, then the term in x, and then the constant. Okay, now if you look carefully, our square term is q square, but this is a negative q square, so you have to remember to bring the sign. So I have a negative q square, and then we have our plus 7q, and if you note, this 12 is a negative 12, so we have to take the sign. The signs are very important. Now we can go over here, and we know that the first thing we should do is to identify what our a is. And in this case, remember, we have a negative q square, so it's a 1 that is here, so our a would be equal to negative 1. The next thing that we need to identify is our b's. Our b is equal to positive 7, and c is equal to negative 12. So since we have identified our a, b, and c, then we can go ahead and find the product of ac, and a is negative 1 times negative 12, c is negative 12, and that will give me a positive 12. Okay, now after finding the product, now we need to find the factors of the product AC. Okay, so we're finding our factors of the product. So factors of 12 are 1 times 12, then we have a 2 times 6, then we have a 3 times 4. By intuition, by now we should get used to the fact now that, okay, I need a positive 12, but I need to add two numbers. The same factors must give me a positive 7 when they are added. So here I cannot change the sign on these, because if I change the sign I won't get a positive 7. Okay, but if I multiply them out I will still get a positive 12 rather. Okay, so by process of elimination, I know if I add 1 plus 12 I'll get a 13, so I can cancel that. And again, if I add a 2 plus 6 I'll get a 8, so I can cancel that because none of those two will give me a positive 7. However, I will note that if I add a 3 plus 4 rather, I will get my 7, which is b. Okay, so I'm going to use that factor. Okay, so I can now rewrite my original here by saying I have a negative q square, and then I'm going to replace 7q with my factors, plus 3q plus 4q, and that's minus 12, which is my constant. Okay, just let me get this up a little bit so we can have a little space here. Okay, good. Now we can factorize by grouping. So now I can say what is common to negative q and 3q. I'm going to take out my negative q. Okay, then I'm going to open my bracket, so I'm going to say negative q into negative q square will leave me with a positive q, because a negative into a negative will give me a positive. Now negative q into positive 3q will give me a negative 3. Okay, and then my sign here is positive, so I'm going to bring it down. And what is common to 4q and negative 12? Well, 4 can go into 4q and 4 can go into 12, so I'll take out my 4. Open bracket, and I'm saying 4 into 4q will leave me with a q. And I'm going to say 4 into negative 12 will leave me with negative 3. Now, as we have stated initially, that I have the same thing inside my brackets, so I know that we are good. Okay, we're on the right track, my friends. So now this implies, oh, and maybe I should have my imply sign there, maybe I forgot that. Okay, so this implies then I'm just going to combine what's on the outside of the bracket, so I would have a negative q out there, and I'm going to combine it with my positive 4 there. Okay, and in the next bracket I'm just rewriting what's inside one of the brackets. Okay guys, and that's it. It's that easy, you know. That's my answer. And I always say you could always expand these brackets and you would definitely get back what we started out with here. Thank you and bye.